Hello there, Slamscape here. Today, I want to talk about a laser mining build for the newest chip in Elite Dangerous, the long-awaited Panther Clipper Mk2. It's finally here, available now for ARCs in both standard and stellar versions from the Frontier store. This brand new large freighter comes to us from Zorgon Peterson and marks the first dedicated large hauler to join the Elite Dangerous universe since 2018. And as with most hauling ships, the big question is always, can I shoot asteroids with it? While it might not outperform all the current top-tier laser miners, the Panther Clipper still makes for an excellent laser mining platform. To be a successful laser miner in Elite Dangerous, your ship needs to check a few key boxes. You need enough hardpoints to mount mining lasers, a strong power distributor to run them, and plenty of optional internals, not just for all the mining gear, but also to fit a serious amount of cargo capacity for all the ore you're collecting. The Panther Clipper Mk2 delivers on all those fronts. It comes with 10 hardpoints total, 4 small, 4 medium, and 2 large, giving you plenty of room for mining lasers, plus some flexibility to mount weapons if you want. It can support up to a Class 7 power distributor, which is only topped by the Anaconda and Corvette, both of which can run a Class 8 but have noticeably less cargo space. And that's where the Panther really shines, cargo capacity. It's loaded with plenty of optional internal slots, 2 Class 8s, 2 Class 7s, 3 Class 6s, 2 Class 5s, plus a 4, a 2, and a 1. One of the Class 8 and one of the Class 7 slots are the new cargo component slots, which accept cargo racks, fuel tanks, or the new Mk2 cargo racks that offer 50% more capacity. Put it all together, and you've got a seriously solid mining ship. In terms of mining speed, it's right up there with the Imperial Cutter, Corsair, and Type 10, but it easily beats them when it comes to cargo space. This thing can mine for hours without filling the hold. So let's take a look at the build and see what makes the Panther Clipper Mk2 such a great extractor. The hardpoints are where we mount our mining lasers, and any weaponry needed for defense. I mostly mine outside of hazardous areas, so I opt not to include any weapons, but that's up to you. The important thing is to mount enough mining lasers to drain our target asteroid quickly without overtaxing our power distributor or overheating the ship. I've tried a few different configurations, and the best I found is mounting 4 medium mining lasers and 2 of the Torval pre-engineered 1D mining lasers. This will allow us to drain most asteroids in 20 to 25 seconds, although some of the asteroids with larger yields sputter right at the end. Most of the time it works out faster, so it's worth the trade-off. However, only use the Torval mining lasers for these extra 2 smalls. The standard small mining lasers are much less efficient and will actually hurt your mining time. If you want to unlock the Torval mining lasers, you need to reach Allied Reputation with Torval Mining Ltd in order to get a permit to access the system LTT-198 and purchase them from Zetian's Recall. I myself followed an excellent guide from the way to unlock these mining lasers. I will include a link to that guide in the description. The utilities are up to you. I'm running 2 point defense turrets and 2 E-rated shield boosters engineered with resistance augmented for one and thermal resist for the other, and the supercapacitors experimental for both for a little extra shield strength. If you want a little bit more survivability, you can also fit in some A-rated shield boosters engineered with heavy duty and supercapacitors. I also include 2 heatsink launchers for those rare times that I bottom out the power distributor and start overheating, although letting off the fire button for a few seconds will give the same result. The core internals are where the necessary equipment to run the ship is located, like the power plant, thrusters, life support, etc. While I will be listing engineering suggestions for each module, The important ones to do are the power plant, power distributor, and the thrusters for faster speed between asteroids. The power distributor engineering is absolutely necessary for this specific build to function, as without that, you will only be able to run 3 medium mining lasers. The rest aren't as necessary, but will make your life easier. For the armor, I would suggest running lightweight alloy with heavy-duty engineering and the deplating experimental. This gives the ship increased armor without affecting the weight, which helps improve the jump range and thrusters. Since we don't have space to mount any hull reinforcements, it's probably a good idea to engineer the armor for extra protection. You could run heavier reinforced or military grade armor, but that would negatively impact your jump range and speed. Next, for the power plant, I run a 7A, engineered with armored and thermal spread as the experimental. This is undersized from Class 8, but still gives us plenty of power to run the ship and all its equipment. The reason to run armored with thermal spread is that it helps keep our heat lower and will greatly cut down on overheating issues. For the thrusters, 8A with dirty tuning and drag drives. When full of limpets or ore, this gets us a cruise speed of 265 meters per second and a boost of 369. Unladen is even better, with the ship reaching a cruise speed of 287 and a boost of 399. This helps us move between the asteroids at a decent pace, although obviously slower than the cutter or some of the medium mining builds. The frameshift drive should be a 7A SCO enabled version, engineered with increased range and mass manager. This will give us a single unladen jump of 40.3 light-years and a whopping total range of 409 light-years. Laden jump range is 30.93 for a single jump and a full range of 312.03 light-years. This will give you a long range to find stations to sell your haul at. Just note that this range includes the boost from a Guardian FSD booster added into our optional internals. The Guardian FSD booster gives a flat bonus regardless of weight, which will especially help the range when crammed full of ore. Next, we'll run 5D life support with lightweight engineering. This will help our jump range and thruster speed, although this can be skipped if you're short on materials. For the power distributor, run a 7A with weapon focused and cluster capacitors. This will allow us to fire all 6 of our mining lasers for 22 seconds, which should be sufficient to drain all but the highest yield asteroids. Finally, for sensors, I run with a 5D with lightweight. This will help our jump range and speed. Again, as with life support before, this isn't super necessary, only if you want to fully min-max. The optional internals are where the cargo racks and mining equipment are mounted. Since the Panther has a lot of optional internal slots, there is a lot of leeway in how to set up your mining build. I found this build to work the best for me, and it gives a good foundation to customize it to fit your own needs. My focus is on mining speed and cargo capacity, while still giving the ship utility to not be tied to one system or a fleet carrier. That being said, this build still is able to fit 832 tons of cargo, which I feel like the average person probably won't even be able to fill in one sitting. In the first Class 8 dedicated cargo slot, fit in a new Size 8 Mark II cargo rack, which adds 384 tons. In the Class 8 slot, fit in a standard Size 8 cargo rack, which adds 256 tons. The next Class 7 slot, which is another dedicated cargo slot, will fit the Size 7 Mark II cargo rack for 192 tons. And that's it for the cargo racks. Those 3 alone give us the 832 tons mentioned previously. In the next Class 7 slot, I fit in a 7C Universal Limpet Controller with the express purpose to use all 8 of its limpets as collectors. The general rule for mining is to match 3 collector limpets per medium mining laser and 1 collector per small mining laser. The 8 collectors from the Universal Controller will cover 2 medium and both smalls. The C version uses a little bit less power and is less weight, which is helpful since even the C version is 125 tons, but it's worth it. A handy trick is to assign your collector limpets to the same fire group as your mining lasers. That way, as you're mining, your collectors will automatically launch at the same time, making things a lot smoother. In the first Class 6 slot, I put in a 6D shield generator with reinforced engineering and high cap as the experimental. This gets us 247 megajoules of raw shield strength, including the shield boosters from the utility mounts, which is just enough to help us survive a few bumps and bruises when crashing into an asteroid or for those hard landings. If you want a bit more survivability, you could fit in a 6A or a 6A prismatic shield. It'll lower our speed slightly, but not by too much. In the next Class 6 slot, I fit in a 5A Prospector Limpet controller. This allows us to use 3 Prospector Limpets at a time. Launch one at a rock, then the second at another, then if you want, you can launch a third at another. After the first one hits, if it's no good, you can launch a Prospector at another asteroid, and repeat this till you find a good rock you want to mine. Also, it's very important to use an A-rated Prospector as it increases the amount of ore you can mine. Only use an A-rated Prospector on any of your mining builds. The last Class 6 slot and the 2 Class 5 slots all fit 5D collector limpet controllers, which each add another 3 collector limpets. This gives us a total of 17 collector limpets running at one time. In the Class 4 slot, I add in a size 4 Guardian FSD booster, which adds a flat 9.25 light years to our jump range, which will make a larger difference when fully laden with cargo, since it's a flat boost. If jump range isn't a concern, you could just fit a 4E cargo rack to add another 16 tons, but we probably already have enough cargo space already. Next up, we put in a 2A refinery, which gives us 6 bins to process our ore fragments into full yields. In the last optional module slot, we put in a detailed surface scanner, which is how we find hotspots for the different ore types. Now that we have looked through the full build, let's take a quick laser mining run to see the ship in action. Alright, so here we are in our platinum hotspot. I have my fire group set up with my mining lasers and collectors on one fire group, and my prospectors on the second one. Well, sorry, second firing switch. So everything's on the same fire group for, ease of use. So I'm going to start heading down in. And once we get a little bit closer, we'll start sending out some prospector limpets. We have up to 4 to use, so. Alright, so I sent the first one out. I'm going to send out a second one, probably a third. And then try and look over and select the first one so we can see what it is when it hits. Galite and osmium, nothing trying to get right now. Verdantrite, platinum, but it's only 11%. So we'll send a few more out. Basically just going to keep doing this until we find, an above 30% platinum asteroid. I also have the planet selected so that I can use that as my point of reference in case I get turned around, which happens to me often. Still low. Alright, so that one's platinum 37%. Let's see what this one is. Whatever that material is. Alright, so 37%. Good enough. Get us started. So we're going to fly up. Slow down early because this ship carries a lot of momentum. Got our cargo scoop out. We're going to point semi down, try and keep in the middle of the roll of the asteroid. And then start mining. And our collectors are deploying as we're mining because they're on the same fire group. Well, same fire button. And yeah. Heat spikes up a little bit, but we finished the asteroid. Well, depleted the asteroid. Then we just wait for our limpets to go in, and I forgot to clear up my refinery since the last time I was mining, so just get that cleaned up. I'm still trying to get better at lining up the mining so that the collector limpets are able to pick them up efficiently, but we have so many that it goes quick regardless. Alright, so now we're going to send some more prospectors while we let them clean up. You could potentially do core mining with the ship, but I feel like it would be a little unwieldy. I feel like it would be a little unwieldy. No, I can't say the word. It would be tough to do. Alright, so that's a good one. That's 44% platinum. Alright, so I just sent 2 more out. Just to see what we can hit up next. Alright, so same thing. I'm going to try and get close and then point down a little bit so that when the chunks get shot off, they head below my ship, so the collectors have an easier job picking them up than heading to the cargo scoop. And yeah, just like that. This thing mines super fast. If you are overheating, like for instance, if you're planning to do a lot of haz-res mining, I think you'd want to stick to only 4 medium mining lasers, because overheating would be a problem there. More so than just these hot spots. So it's just I went with the 2 smalls because it speeds it up slightly more, but you just have to watch your heat. All right, so this was another good rock. Just like that, done lasering it, and we'll just let our limpets. So that was like, what, 4 or 5 minutes? We already have 25, 26, and you can hear it just flying into the cargo hold as fast as possible. All right, yeah. So that's laser mining in this ship works pretty good. So, that's the build. The Panther Clipper Mk2 might not be the fastest miner out there, but it absolutely makes up for it with its massive cargo space and solid performance. If you're looking for a ship that can haul serious loads and mine for hours without needing to stop, this one's hard to beat. Hopefully this setup gives you a strong starting point, or maybe even your new go-to mining rig. Feel free to share your Panther mining builds in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future builds and tips. Thank you for watching.